Engineer Gold Mines is focused on the exploration and development of the historic high-grade Engineer Gold Mine situated 32 kilometers southwest of Aven, British Columbia. Engineer Gold Mines is fully permitted for surface and underground exploration with the drill program now underway. Engineer Gold Mines Limited trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol EAU. For more information, please visit us at engineergoldmines.com.
You're listening to HowStreet.com radio, available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Welcome to HowStreet.com radio, the online source for market opinions. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is Sean Brodrick, senior editor at WeissRatings.com. Welcome back to the show, Sean.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Sean, what's happening with the equity markets? Anything exciting, or are things on hold waiting for election results?
Well, equities have been kind of on a roller coaster because there keeps being the promise of new stimulus being worked out between Treasury Secretary Mnuchin and Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. But then they say, no, that's not going to work. So then stocks go down. Then they say, hey, maybe we'll do it, and stocks go up. And then they say, no, it won't. Right now, as you and I talk, stocks are up. But by the end of the day, who knows? Maybe they'll have another falling out. They seem to be making some progress. It has to be this week. You know, if they don't do it in the next couple of days, they won't get it done. So, in the meantime, gold has just gone into a sideways drift because it's not sure what's actually happening there. And I think everyone's holding their breath, waiting to see what happens in Washington, D.C. That's a crazy way to run a market, but considering how much everything is pumped up by free money coming from Washington, we need more free money for things to make any headway. Or else the lack of free money will actually send things lower. So that's why, people are focused on that.
Yeah, I never understood why you would want to withhold money of any kind going into an election. Aren't those the same people who are going to be voting either for or against you?
Well, that's what many people have asked President Trump, but he has his reasons. I mean, I'm not going to try and decipher that. You would think, it would be done already. I don't know why it's not. It seems like the Democrats were favoring a deal. They didn't want to give immunity to prosecution from companies that put their people to risk from COVID. That might be the hang-up. Then again, who knows? I mean, probably everyone will be happier if, checks are signed, but I can't figure out what politicians in Washington, D.C. are going to do. So I'm not saying that I'm giving up trying, but I'm looking for easier ways to make money.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything out there that's bright and shiny that people are still really interested in?
Well, solar stocks, they are way up. In fact, in my supercycle investor portfolio, the three leading positions up today are all solar. We have, I know you guys don't like me to mention individual stocks, so I won't mention them, but one's up more than 11%, one's up more than 9%, one's up about 2.5%. It's like on and on here. So you can see that, now that's another election thing. Actually it's two things. One, there's a global mega trend in renewable energy because we've had new reports out from both the International Energy Agency and others. I can't remember the other source, saying that renewable energy is some of the cheapest energy around now. And of course, people say, well, what do you do at night or else when the wind's not blowing? Well, they're actually figuring the cost of storage into that with the battery systems and stuff like that. And it's cheaper than coal, certainly, and it's even cheaper than natural gas in a lot of places. So that's the global trend, is we're going to see a lot more in the renewable area. And then it all depends on who you think will win the election. And honestly, there's so much going on. I have no idea who's going to win. I really knew Donald Trump was going to win the 2016 election. I'm not making any predictions this time. But if Biden wins, then you know that some kind of infrastructure program will roll out, and also support for wind and solar. Now, that depends on Biden should say, on the Democrats also winning the Senate. And I think there's only like a 60% chance on that. So, if they do, then he can get his programs passed. If not, then we can look forward to 4 years of Republican obstruction, just like last time. So, it's hard to make bets in this market right now because you're actually depending on things you can't control and are very hard to predict. So I can understand why we might start to see more and more money shuffle to the sidelines because people are just going to wait and see how things work out before they put money back to work. And that's prudent. I don't blame them. I do believe whoever wins, we are going to see a lot more spending, which is one of the reasons that I'm bullish on gold. Because every dollar you print, they are electronically printing money at warp speed now. Every dollar you print devalues all the other dollars. And you can't print gold. So that's one of the reasons why I'm rather bullish on precious metals right now. Though so far they are not actually proving me right. They're just kind of drifting sideways and down too. Again, everybody's watching the election. I think the election could be crucial for what happens in the markets.
We'll have more with Sean Brodrick right after this.
Value from success, growth in discovery. Golden Arrow Resources is a well-funded gold-copper exploration company with proven management and prospective properties in Chile, Argentina, and Paraguay. Golden Arrow trades on the Toronto Venture Exchange, symbol GRG, on Frankfurt, symbol G6A, and the OTCQB, symbol GARWF. For more information, visit us at goldenarrowresources.com or call Sean at 778-686-0135.
Media recognition from Bloomberg, Reuters, recycling trade publications, patented process for 100% recovery of critical metals, including cobalt, lithium, nickel, manganese, aluminum. American Manganese is focused on recycling lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. American Manganese trades on the TSX Venture, AMY, the US, AMYZF, and Frankfurt 2AM. For more information, visit AmericanManganeseInc.com or phone me, Larry Ray, at 778-574-4444.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Sean Brodrick. Sean, is there a lot of action with the gold miners right now?
Well, as you and I speak today, the gold miners are outperforming the metals, which is what you want to see in a bull market anyway, but we've also seen a few days where gold's been up and the miners have been down. I guess the miners are actually betting that we're going to see more spending, and gold hasn't actually come around to that, but the miners usually lead the metals anyway. Or this is just a one-day thing just to throw me off and try and lure me to throw more money at the market. I don't really know. But there are some great bargains out there. Again, I shouldn't mention individual names, but we've had one of our explorers run up more than 100% in the past few weeks. I mean, that's nice. There are those opportunities out there, and I think many people get disappointed and discouraged by the recent action in the gold miners, but keep looking around. Those bargains are out there, and you can do very, very well.
We'll have more with Sean Brodrick right after the break.
Aven Resources Limited is a gold exploration company with significant projects in British Columbia and the Yukon, trading on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol ABN, and the OTCQB, symbol ABNAF. Surrounded by world-class gold deposits and mines, Aven's 23,000 hectares Forest Kerr Gold Project is located in the heart of the Golden Triangle in northwestern BC. For more information, visit us at avenresources.com.
Don't miss out. Stay informed. Receive the HowStreet.com weekly recap with thought-provoking podcasts, radio, and articles delivered to your inbox. Sign up for the HowStreet.com weekly recap on our homepage at HowStreet.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Sean Brodrick. Sean, anything going on in cannabis?
Yeah. Oh, God, I've had some cannabis stocks fly off lately. Now, that might seem counterintuitive because, first of all, President Trump, even though it would help him a lot in the election, is not legalizing cannabis. And he keeps appointing people to oversee that kind of stuff who are not friendly to the cannabis companies. But Joe Biden hasn't come out for legalization either. He's come out for decriminalization. That's a big difference. And so I don't think people should put, a whole lot of hope in that On the other hand, we know that Congress has tried to pass a pro-marijuana banking bill a couple of times in the past couple of years and been shot down by Mitch McConnell in the Senate every time. I guess what the movement in the cannabis stocks is telling us is that some people are betting that the odds are good that Mitch McConnell will lose his majority in the Senate and therefore the ability to block any pro-cannabis bill that comes through. Again, I think that's a long shot. It's very, very hard to tell who will win, but that's the bet that's being made in the market right now.
I keep hearing from the pro-Bitcoin people that they still look at gold as fancy, shiny rocks that are hard to carry around and you have to pay to store. Bitcoin doesn't cost you anything to store. But, of course, the other argument is gold will, no matter what, be worth something. Bitcoin could disappear with a solar flare.
Well, it can also disappear from your computer because the Russians hacked it. But there's room for both. I mean, I think that, many people can see the calamity that's coming straight on for the U.S. dollar. So they're looking for alternative ways to store their wealth. I think both Bitcoin and gold offer solutions to this. So if people want to be pro-Bitcoin, if that's the way they want to do it, well, they are better at computers than I am, and so that works for them. Me, I like something safe and solid that I can throw at somebody if I need to. So hopefully I wouldn't do that with my gold. But I like real wealth, and so that's why I go gold. But there's room for both, and I think people should keep that in mind going forward.
Well, I always said even if gold becomes worthless, you can still use it as a doorstop.
Yes, exactly.
Bitcoin, once it's gone, it's gone. It's nowhere to be found. Is there anything else we should be keeping an eye on right now, Sean?
Tech seems to be petering out. We had a great rally in tech. That seems to be kind of slowing down. I'm starting to see a second wind in a lot of the pandemic stocks, and so I think many people were thinking, well, that should all wrap up by the end of the year. Maybe not. We are hearing from a bunch of people who actually know about these things that the first real shot at a vaccine will be in the middle of next year. They had been talking about the first quarter. Now with some delays that have been happening and stuff like that, might be the middle of next year, which means more reason to invest in the pandemic stocks because this could drag on longer than many people thought. We can always hope that it just ends by itself. That's kind of believing in magic, but it does happen. So I hope that works out, and I hope that, we are done with the pandemic by the end of this year or the first quarter, but what the market is telling us is it's going on for longer. And so those stocks have some more room left to run.
Sean, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thanks. It was great.
My guest has been Sean Brodrick, senior editor at WeissRatings.com. And Sean, what are the other papers or newsletters that you edit?
Well, people can always find me and read my stuff for free at wealth-wave.com. And also I have a monthly newsletter, Wealth Megatrends. They can Google that. And of course, we have WeissRatings.com. That's my home base where our company provides safety ratings on all sorts of stocks. So you should check that out too.
If you have any questions for Sean, you can send them to info@HowStreet.com. Our YouTube channel is Talk Digital Network. Find us on Twitter @HowStreet. We're also on Facebook. I'm Jim Goddard. Thank you for listening.
Comments made on HowStreet.com radio are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any matter whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. HowStreet.com radio is a production of HowStreet Media Incorporated.